How you doing out there, all you back cave dwellers? The unknown bass player coming at you. You know, I've been making the acoustic guitar with the redwood top. Well, I've got it to the point where I'm going to put some finish on it. My buddy told me about this new finish he's seen and was done one of his instruments with it. Hopefully we can get that on there. It's turned out really nice. And it's true oil. I guess it's originally for gun stocks. I've never used it, but I'm going to try to do the acoustic guitar with it. I'm going to put shellac on the rosewood. I think nothing else but the shellac. I've got it mixed up. Got it in this container here. What it is, just the blonde shellac. I've done a couple pieces. I don't know how well you'll be able to see them on there, but this is an experiment with it on the redwood. This one was with shellac underneath, and then the oil on top of it. This section here is just the oil first and then the shellac on top of it. This section down here where you can see the light in the dark, when Tom brought the oil, we put this on a scrap piece here with nothing under it and it turned really dark. Well, then I sand it and put the shellac over the top of that. Now you might be able to see them better from here. They got a nice kind of shine to them. Well, after I had put the sandpaper on this, clean some of that off of there, I put the shellac on it, added another coat of the oil, and I'm kind of going to go for this look right here. I kind of like the light to dark with a grain to swell up. But I don't know if you can see, this is all the different, there's 4 different patterns on here. On the back is how it turned, what it looks like with just the oil. So I'm going to try to do that, see if I can end up with the finish I'm after. Now you also see in a couple of my videos a violin bass that I made. I made the body out of alder, the top was monkey pod or monkey wood or something like that. And this is what a scrap piece of it looks like. This is actually the piece I cut out of the instrument, front and the back. This is the ends of it. Well, I have a piece that I've done. I don't even know if you'll be able to see the difference, but the top part of it here has a shellac on it, down to about here. Then I put the oil on top of that. And it's got like 3 coats on it. Then I used the 400 grit paper and added the 4th coat. This is the bottom without the shellac on it, just the oil. Same principle, I did the 3 coats, sanded it with the 400 grit, and then added another coat. Now, at certain angles, you can see where the shellac was put on. Then at other angles, doesn't look any difference. But I'm going to head for this one here. I'm not going to put the shellac on it. I'm just going to use that. But that's going to be another video. Hopefully my fellow luthier Tom can come over and we can do that. But right now, I'm going to try to do this one. I'm going to do the top first. And I'll get back, show you how it turned out. When I get it set up, I'll show you the start of it. And then when it's finished, I'll bring you back and show it to you. All right, I'm back at you. I'm going to try to give it a whirl and see what happens. I've got the fretboard taped off because I prefer not to put it on the fretboard. And for me personally, I left just a little bit. I mean, it almost just looks like a crack or something there. because I want to make sure I get the entire neck. And what I don't want to do is end up when it's finished and have a couple places when I remove the tape that was down on the neck, and you see the white of the neck showing through. So I have a little bit, maybe get on the fretboard, and if I choose to, I can scrape it off, and I won't have to worry about that. So what I've got here is I've got just a regular paper towel, and I put a piece of cotton material on the inside of it, which will help hold the oil. Now my buddy did come over, like I said earlier, and we did some experimenting. He put it on like he was spreading gold leaf. I'm not going to be quite that conservative. One, I think it has to be a little heavier. Never done it before, don't know. Two, it's his and I don't care. So I'm going to give it a whirl here and see what happens. Hopefully it's good enough where you can see, and we'll go from there. I'm using a swirl motion. Like I said, I really don't know what you're supposed to use, how you're supposed to do it. Never done it. I'm going to use the swirl motion, then end up going in one direction. Hopefully that works for me. I'm kind of getting the light and dark thing I was looking for, which is a good thing. I don't know if you can see it in the video. Got the sand hole kind of smooth and rounded. Did I just say sand hole, or I meant sound hole? I'll have to check that when I go back through. Either way, I got it sanded, regardless of what you call it. You want to make sure I get on the inside of that to do that. Okay, now I'm going to put some on the material itself and just go one direction with it. Now I have noticed that the paper towel is starting to wear a little thin right there, so I'm going to move to another section, still where the cotton piece is at, but I'm going to use a piece that's not all torn up and rough. All right. Try to give you see here what they got. That's just one coat on there. I'm gonna leave that set. When that dries up, I'm gonna come back through, put I don't know how many coats. I really never, like I said, have done this, but I'm going to shoot for 2 or 3 coats on it, and then sand it, and then put a final coat on it. All right, I got the first coat on there, left it dry. It was probably about a half an hour. Then I took a 600 grit sandpaper and I actually tried to wet sand it. I did the first coat, wet sand it. And now I sprayed the shellac over this and rubbed it in with a cloth rag. Okay, at this point, I'm going to try to put another coat on it, see what happens. Reason I did that, I didn't want to take a chance of it getting real dark, because I don't want the top real dark. And the redwood is by itself going to be dark. So now I'm going to add the second coat to it. I'll put it on in a swirling motion right at the beginning. Kind of spread it out a little. I'm putting it on a little thinner this time than I did the first coat. All right, it's been about 20 minutes since I put that last coat on the top. So now I'm going to spray the sides and the back with the shellac. I have it in a spray bottle. Everybody's going to tell me I shouldn't do this. I don't know. This way I'm going to use a cotton piece of cloth. I'm just going to squirt it up here on the top of it. Let it run down. Then I'm going to rub it in. I figure if it gets on the top now, it's dry enough, it ain't going to make much difference. This should darken the wood up. Seal it. See it right there? Much darker. I like it. Much darker than it was. It has some of the shellac that's not quite all the way dissolved yet, and I'm just rubbing that into the pores in the instrument. And they'll fill that up. Now we'll take this, wipe it off the top here. Top's fully dry and I can do that. Do the tail piece now. Okay. I'm going to put some on the back. You might be able to see the color change on it. Oh yeah, you can definitely tell it. Now it will dry a little lighter than what it's showing here. Put this last on here. Okay, now I'm just gonna go hopefully that dries with the look I'm wanting. Alright. I'm gonna flip it over here in a second and do the top. I hope you enjoyed this short video. If you did, hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you.